Dark Souls 2. The middle child of the family. The game which is either the best game of the trilogy or the worst, depending on who you are asking, of course. So, in this episode of we will deep dive into the world of Dark Souls 2, the game which broke me mentally, physically, and emotionally and gave me some daddy issues. You are bearer of curse, a hollow who embarks on an epic journey across the Dragon Lake Kingdom to break the curse of undead. This curse turns people into hollows, taking away their memories and turning them into monsters. You meet a bunch of cute grandmas who tell you that shit is fucked and you gonna get fucked.
You'll go hollow.
Classic Dark Souls. Sure I will.
Yes. You will become one of them.
When you leave the hut, it's a tutorial place. Heresy. Just kidding. Things like these are very much appreciated and I will show my gratefulness by skipping the whole goddamn thing. As we press on, we reach Majula and there we meet my beloved and the cutest person in the game, Emerald Herald. Look at her. Just look at her. She is someone who must be protected at all cost. This place is gonna be our base of operation and Emerald Herald acts as our firekeeper, helping us level up and placing her trust in our efforts to undo this curse. Also, you must know, the more you die, the smaller your HP bar gets.
Ooh, that's kind of small.
Let's talk about the game. And my feelings regarding this game is kinda mixed up, alright? In the early phase, I was really enjoying this game. Dungeons felt unique and different from each other. The one thing where Dark Souls shines the most is its boss battle. And to my delight, there were plenty of them here. Bosses were not only unique but also very fun. There were some really cool callback bosses and stuff. Also, these battles were not as difficult as I was thinking they would be. Probably because I was streaming Dark Souls 1 for 72 hours before on. Coming back to the plot. Not that plot. At this point, I was genuinely enjoying the game and my friend asked me about my opinion and I said, I think this game is better than Dark Souls 1 and I think I might actually be in love with this game. Where for the first time I heard the phrase, oh, I can't wait for you to reach Iron Keep. Looking back, this should have rang some bells. Some alerts should have gone in my head, but I was too deep into this honeymoon phase. But even though my eyes had some rose tinted glasses, I did notice some minor issues. For example, I noticed that there were a lot of enemies in any given zones. Those enemies also had unusually long range of aggro. Unusually. How naive I was, man. Which at the time, mildly annoying. Didn't concern me that much, because you can always find NPC summons to help you through the zone swarming with mobs hungry to devour your balls. I was also informed that if you kill mob enough, they just stop respawning. Weird. Movement also a little bit weird than what I was having in Dark Souls 1. Using any big enough melee weapon felt horrible for some reason, which are by the way my favorite class. What can I say? I like them big. Wait, that sounded weird. Cut. But regardless of these weird hunches or minor inconvenience, I cruised through the first half easily and I reached Iron Keep. This place, it sucked me dry. It took me 15-ish hours to reach here and it took me another 15 hours, countless deaths. And a broken mind to realize I can't beat Smelter Demon, let alone complete the whole Iron Keep. Hell, even reaching the Smelter Demon was a pain, and here I realized all those minor inconveniences were not minor, and I was just making excuses for the worst aspect of this game, because I was enjoying the game so much. I was living in a fantasy, as some would say. The aggro range of enemies meant it was nearly impossible for a melee purist like me to kite enemies without letting the all of China know, Iron Keep, that I was here. There were always summons in the previous zones to help you out, but here, no. No one was going to save me. And I thought, oh, I can't kill the Iron Keep, so I will just run to the boss chamber. No, wrong. Unlike the other games of this genre, you can't do that here because you don't have an iframe when you are going through the fog door. So you must kill the mobs which can hinder you from entering the boss chamber. And what is just outside the boss room of Smelter Demon? Two archers on the opposite side of ledges Oh, my Anne Orlando PTSD. This feels like that meme from World War II. The aeroplanes with the holes in them. Now, there is another way to progress in the Iron Cave without killing the smelter demon. But it is longer and you have to forgo the bonfire, which is just after the boss fight. And the prospect of losing all the progress in case I die made me lose all the hope in that route. At one point, I lost all my sanity and decided to do the gamer move of eradicating all the mobs in the Iron Keep. And there was no one left in the first half of that dungeon. And with my vengeance satisfied, I decided to leave the Iron Keep for a while and to explore other regions. My experience, now tainted with my little misadventure in the burning, boiling lava hell, made the other half of the game not as enjoyable as the first. The game felt less like a game and more like a chore now. The magical feeling of exploration was lost and all I wanted to do now was to finish the game as quickly as possible. No longer the new zones inspired awe and amazed me as they did in the first half of the game, but they were not still as bad as I had it in Iron Keep until I reached Shrine of Amana. I don't even want to talk about the emotions I felt when I was going through the zone. But my chat like the condom demon frog, so there is that. My cute little weirdos. Anyways, after all the trials and tribulations, we reached the chamber of King Vendrick, a hollowed husk of a man who he used to be. But unfortunately by this point, all the sense of exploration was lost. Zones has become total slog and I wanted to end it, so I stopped caring about lore and things. Which is unfortunate. It feels as if when making this game, developers were in immense pressure to make everything better and grander than Dark Souls 1. And in the pursuit of these lofty ambitions, they forgot what makes Dark Souls fun. Dark Souls as a genre is fun not just because it's hard, but also because it feels fair and rewarding. It feels as if they took all the wrong lessons from the first game. They probably sat in a conference room and asked, how can we make Dark Souls 2 more harder than the first game? Guys, so we have decided to make another Dark Souls. We need suggestion to make it the best Souls game ever. Maybe we should make run backs to the boss shorter. Maybe we should learn from the amazing world map design and make it even better. Let's make iframes related to the stat, which is never explained. Death makes your HP bar smaller just like your PP. Runbacks, deathbacks. Wouldn't that make game tough for new players? Yeah.
Yay!
Also, in this game, size matters. Sorry, boys. So all the people who like to use great swords, well, middle fingers to them, I guess. When I had finished the Dark Souls trilogy, one of my friends asked me, what do I think about this game? And I remember saying, this is the best game, which I will unfortunately never ever replay. And that's just sad, because it was almost a worthy successor. It feels they really wanted to expand this game, but poor choices hold this game back a lot. If those minor kinks were not there or if they were ironed out, it would have been another genre-defining game by them. But we live in the dark timeline. As I said in the start, the online discourse of this game is very divisive. Fans claim this is the second coming of Jesus, others say it is the hottest doo-doo From Software has ever produced. Some more moderate people even say that this is a good game, but a very bad Souls-like. And I think none of them were 100% true. It's a good game. It's a great Souls game, but it fails at almost everything new. It is an example of developers' ambition to create something bigger, grander and better, but forgetting to answer the most simple, basic and fundamental question about game. Will it be fun? Thank you guys for watching the video. Shout out to the people who gifted me subs and other things when I was doing the Flabathon thingy dingy dingy on Twitch. Mikesh, Lipachino and Sumi. Thank you very much. Adios. He's so confused who to attack. He's so confused. He's so confused what to do here.